I'm Mayor Dan Robuck, and I'm here to tell you about what happened in the City of Leesburg for the month of June. So to start off, I know the topic that I got the most interest in and the most certainly Facebook comments was the pool. So of course we're closing down our Venetian Gardens pool on July 19th. And while that one's closed, we do still have open the pool at Dabney, which is right across from Carver Middle School, the H.O. Dabney pool. And we will be having swim lessons there over the summer. But what, of course, everyone wants to know is what we're doing about a new pool. And at our last commission meeting, the commission unanimously agreed to set aside $2.68 million for the construction of a new pool facility. And while the details still have to be worked out, the general plan that we're looking at, it will have a 25-yard pool that will be up to competition specs, so the high school can have their meets there. The swim teams can also do competitive meets, which was a problem with the Venetian Gardens pool due to the depth. So we'll have that. We will also have a more recreational area. We'll have a zero entry, so kind of a beach type entry. For recreation, for swim lessons, for things like that, and likely some sort of slide playground feature as well. So it's going to be a really nice facility. It'll have, of course, a bathhouse and other ancillary facilities in the area. And I think it's going to be a facility that the whole city can really be proud of, and I think it's going to get a lot of use. In terms of the location, we're going to be putting the new pool in the Susan Street area. And I say area because we have the Susan Street recreational facility where we have baseball fields and a football field and some other areas. And then we also have the piece of property where the gym is. And those pieces of property are actually connected by a narrow trail. And so we're asking the city manager and staff to go out and look that area and develop a master plan, just like we did for Venetian Gardens. So this is about more than just a pool. This is about how recreation will look like for Leesburg going forward, and we'll be having meetings in terms of that with the community, asking for input, and trying to really create a recreation facility that Leesburg can be proud of. It might involve acquiring property. We've had discussions about a teen center which would go in this master plan, maybe some other types of fields. So some bike paths, potentially a new access to that area to make it a little more accessible. So we've set aside money for the pool. A new pool is moving forward. And then in the meantime, we're also going to be working at a much larger master plan for recreation at the Susan Street area. With that, the next thing that we tackled was we approved a project for what's referred to as workforce housing. And this is a project that actually I was wrong about. I put a post on Facebook, which I corrected when I found out that it's not income restricted housing. So the two types of housing, we have income restricted, which means you can't live there if you make over a certain amount of money. And then there's workforce housing, which is still apartment rental housing, but designed so with no income cap, because the income caps are generally very low, so that anyone could live there, but it's really targeted at people kind of in the hourly, $14 an hour range, to try to provide a little more affordable housing in Leesburg that'll still be a quality product, so people can live close to where they work. And that project will be located on East Main Street, right before you get to DIXIE. So we approved that project. Another thing that I've been asked a lot about is the medians on DIXIE and the 4-foot grass. So that is not the final outcome of that project. The way that project works is the entire project is being funded by FDOT, but it's in two phases. So they put in the medians and did the road improvements, the paving. And then once they're done with that, then they turn it over to the city, and they've given us a grant to install landscaping, similar to like you see near the mall area on 441, so trees and other nice landscaping. But we can't put that in until the state turns the project over to us, which they have not done yet. We expect that to happen very soon, and as soon as that happens, then we'll start with the landscaping. So you will see some improvements right there. With that, I'm Mayor Dan Robuck, and I look forward to talking with you next month.